Hi! So, for those who may not know, currently Jupiter is in retrograde, and retrograde just means that a planet looks like it's moving the opposite direction than it actually is. It's like an optical illusion. But the significance behind it is that the energy that this planet, or Earth, that we pick up on is different. And so when Jupiter is in retrograde, apparently this, I'm just reading it right over here, this energy is reflected inwards and we are guided to reevaluate our spiritual beliefs, our societal ethics, and our philosophical approach to life. It is a time of truth-seeking and finding the deeper meaning in all aspects of life. Where did it go? It talks about that now is a pretty good time to slow down and kind of think and look inwardly and things like that. And so coupled with that is that there was a new moon in Taurus, and that signals a time to birth new foundations that reflect our true values. And so I feel like those two put together makes a really good time to go ahead and plant seeds and plan things out for the future. And a lot of the tarot readers that I watch online, like Rainbow Harmony, Walu Child readings, pretty much everybody, but pretty much everyone's kind of talking about this new moon, and they're always talking about planets being in retrograde. So I decided that I was going to do a general reading for those of you who might resonate with this video for planning for the future. Or maybe you pick a card reading. Yeah, let's try a pick a card reading. Because maybe there's different things to plan for. Nah, I'm gonna do general. I'm gonna do a general reading. Okay. Well, yes. To fall in love with me? See. Alright. Suddenly, cards don't want to come out. Alright, I guess that means I'm going to do a pick a card reading. So, I am going to split this deck into two different piles. So you can go ahead and pick deck number 1. So that's this. This is deck number 1. Or deck number 2. Oh, also as an update, I'm working on my puzzle. I got a little butterfly in this bottom part right here, so I'm pretty excited to work more on it. It's like a peacock feather. I forgot which one I said it was number 1. I'm hoping it's this one. But yeah, so this is number 1. And this is deck number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with deck number 1. Alright. Things to plan for the future. Ooh. So, if you picked deck number 1, a big theme coming up is travel. And I think this can apply for everybody. I think everyone wants to travel. But yeah, big thing to plan for would be travel. I think a good first step would be to think rationally, think clearly about what exactly it is that you want, and think big too. Think really big. Be like, alright, I want to go to Narnia. Get really creative with where you want to go. If you want to travel to, I don't know, Iceland, somewhere far, out of this country perhaps, wherever you are, just get really creative on where you want to go, is what I'm hearing. So a good thing to plan for would be preparing yourself mentally. I think there's a lot that you need to kind of get imbalanced while you are here. Not imbalance like a lack of into balance. But with the 5 of Swords, I'm hearing that there are multiple things that you need to balance out in your life. For one, balancing your home life is what I'm hearing. Balancing your love life is what I'm hearing as well. and balancing your inward self, like your own, like, heart and mind is what I'm also kind of picking up on. So those are things that perhaps you want to balance on. And then, yeah, in terms of where to travel, that's of course entirely up to you. But definitely it's going to be you got to get out there, go experience the world, plan for new experiences. Yeah, go ahead and pull, clarify on each one. So a good thing to work on balancing would be your path, your spiritual path. Let me see. Balancing. I think it's really just think really hard about what it is that you want in life. And I think that will, in the long run, really benefit you to your overall experience in this world and your overall ability to juggle multiple tasks in this world as well. So if you work multiple jobs, if you work and, like, I don't know, have kids, or you work and have, like, a social life, and, like, you have to balance or juggle all these things, supposedly a really good thing to do would be think inwards, really get, I don't want to push beliefs on anyone, but, like, I feel like now is a really powerful time to really look inwards and get really spiritual, honestly, is what I'm hearing. So getting really spiritual and like, whatever that means for you, you know. I don't mean to say, this is how you be spiritual. Everyone's got their own take on what it means to be spiritual. So whether that's meditating more, or, like, breathing in fresh air out in nature, or feeling connected, or, like, giving, I don't know, whatever path you're led to, definitely don't let what I have to say influence that. I think something to look forward to is love. As you work on this and you really focus on yourself and your spiritual path, again, whatever that means to you, and you plan for the future, and you plan for this magical future, honestly, as well as a really, like, grounded future is what I'm hearing. It's like, it's kind of like, find more beauty in life, and then, like, find a little bit more fun in the, like, work life that you're doing. So, like, perhaps you're, like, really practical and stern about, like, ooh, I've got to work hard and make this money, and then, like, oh, in the future I got to get this job. It's kind of saying, like, put a little less into that, and, like, find a little more joy and fun behind it. So, like, let's say you're stressed about that, like, oh, what if I won't make money in the future? What if I won't be able to do it? What if I, like, start up these things and I drop them all, and I, like, become financially stressed out all the time? I think if you can appreciate money for what it is and appreciate abundance for what it is as it comes, you will appreciate that more and be able to have more fun with it, and it'll feel a lot more freeing, perhaps. But I'm definitely hearing, once this is all kind of, like, set in stone, or not set in stone, but once this is all, these seeds are planted, that's where I think a lot of love is going to come in. And I call this the backbone card. Considering this is your backbone card, it means there's going to be love along the whole way. So there's probably, like, love right now. And if you're single, then you know, have a little bit of fun. You know, you can flirt a bit. You can get out there, or, like, you can love yourself. You know, it's like whatever the lover's card means to you would also work. But to me, this sounds like a person. To me, it sounds like the universe is, crap, my battery's low. I'm gonna pause this and plug in a charger so I don't have to restart the video. Alright, I realized I can't actually do that because my charger's not long enough. But yeah, so I'm just gonna try to go super fast. So yeah, point is, love is being set. The universe, I think, or you know, you'll meet someone. You know, all these cards. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. I don't know, I'm just all giddy and excited about the future for whoever may pick one. And you know what? This applies to me because I watch my videos. So it's like, ooh, love in my life? Alright, sounds good for me. Alright. So, if you picked number 2, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Ooh. This one looks a lot less fun than reading number 1. Ooh. I see. That's your backbone. So, if you picked number 1, I'm hearing you're planting really early seeds for your success. It's like you're planting these ideas that in the long run are going to really, and this is your backbone, it's the 8 of Pentacles, they're going to really build up into something stable and solid, a really good foundation. So it's funny, this whole retrograde thing is about like starting up a foundation, and this is basically kind of saying just that. With the 7 of Wands, yeah, it really sounds like setting, it's like many different things you're trying to set into this path. So for me, I'm trying to do a lot of things, like with this YouTube channel, and I'm trying to get my Instagram going, and like my Pinterest. Just, you know, Pinterest is more a me thing for like my mood boards and manifesting things. I want to do yoga and meditate. I meditate after and during yoga, so it's like 7 of Wands, it's kind of like that. You're like prepping all these things that ultimately together will build up towards your success, honestly, at the end of this whole retrograde period and everything. I get the feeling like this is really going to show its rewards by, I want to say August, maybe even sooner, and like perhaps like throughout, like even right now. Like for me, I'm doing Postmates, and so like that's getting me like pretty good rewards, and while building up my channel and doing things like this, it's just like teaching me more about how to do these tarot readings and giving me ideas, and like, oh, I could apply to this kind of place, like, and work there, and like, oh, this is what I want to do for the future, or like create this sort of project to help the world. And so yeah, it's saying something, perhaps what you're thinking of to plan for is how you can free not only yourself, but free others. I think whatever you're planning for is just like prep for freedom, is what I'm hearing. So maybe you're in high school right now, or you're in a living situation like me, or that you don't want to be in. That's what this card says to me. And this is kind of like, yeah, get out of that tower. Like, your final step in this whole plan is like leaping out of this like tower. Like, think like Mario and like Peach just chooses to jump out of the tower instead of wait for Mario. That's like kind of what you gotta do. It's like you can't wait for some knight in shining armor to come up and save you. You've got to just take the leap when the tower's top just like coincidentally falls off, and it's gonna fall off at the end of this whole planning situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a clarifier on these cards. Hopefully my phone doesn't die, because I'm at low battery. So I'm picking up that as you plant these small seeds, there's love in both readings. Nice. I'm picking up that along your path, you're going to meet someone. Could be a guy or girl, whoever you are, you know, but you're going to meet somebody, or this is somebody you already know, but they're going to come back. It's kind of just like hey, didn't see you there. Like, it's going to be a crazy coincidence of how this person comes back into your life is what I'm hearing. Let's pull a bit more clarifiers. So yeah, prepping for your future is just really start thinking about those smaller ideas that you have that maybe individually they might not do much. Like, for example, my Pinterest, Well, my Pinterest, when you put things on the mood board, you manifest stuff. It's pretty cool. But, like, another example is, like, I'll start following people on Pinterest, and when I start putting my tarot stuff on there, the people following me on Pinterest will be like, oh, hey, he has a YouTube channel. Or, like, maybe on my YouTube channel, like, they'll be like, oh, hey, he has an Instagram. Like, all of these social media things individually don't do much, but when you grow all your different crops, it's kind of like gardening. If you garden just tomatoes, yeah, you're getting tomatoes, but is that really